How's it going? Welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to be talking about how to cap off the riser on an opened end staircase for vinyl plank. I've had a lot of questions about this, how to address this situation whenever you have one side of your staircase that's open with vinyl plank. In this video I'm going to show you 3 different options on how you can finish that off. Just take your preference and choose which way is best for you. Let's get into it. I'm just going to demonstrate with some 3-inch rip pieces right here, and that'll suffice just for the sake of showing how to do it and stuff. I'm also going to break these down. So this is not going to fit the step, but it is going to show you how to get the look you want on your step, okay? So the first method that I'm going to show here is actually called the peel method. We're going to peel a little bit of this print off of the vinyl plank, wrap it over the edge, and that will give us this same finished look all the way over the edge. So whenever you're looking at it like this, you have a nice finished off edge, okay? So what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and take my utility knife right under the edge of the print layer, under the wear layer of the vinyl plank, and I'm going to get the corner started with my blade right there. Then I'm going to take my pliers and just peel that back a little bit. Once you get it started, it's going to come pretty good. The little bit of a difficult part is getting it started, but once you do get it started, it's not going to be a problem. That is definitely okay that broke right there, because that's actually going to be around behind anyway. So I'm just taking and peeling this back. Since that broke, I've got to get that part started again. I would definitely, because of stuff like that right there, I would definitely use this with the full plank, get your end finished off. So if I'm going right here on my riser, okay, see how I got plenty of extra here? So I would get this end finished off and then measure from here down that way versus coming from that end down this way. It's just going to make more sense, okay? So get your finished edge first, the difficult edge, and then measure over and get your other edge cut to the wall itself, okay? Okay, so you can see that now I have the peel layer, the wear layer, the print layer, whatever you want to call it, is peeled back from the backing itself. Now I want to make sure that to get this piece cut nice and straight, and I also want to come a little bit past my wear layer whenever I make my cut. So I've got it pulled back here. I'm going to actually make my cut about 1/4 inch or so further than I actually have it peeled back. I'm going to take and score that from the back and bend it over the opposite way of what we're used to doing whenever we're making cuts. Okay. Again, it's really important that this cut is straight, because this is going to be our finished edge over here. So we don't want it running off at an angle or anything like that, because it's going to be very eye-catching if it's not squared off, okay? We want it to be nice, straight, and pretty for the eye. Okay. Break that off right there. Okay, now I've got it broke right there, except for the actual wear layer. Now you can see I only have a little bit extra peel, little bit extra wear layer now to pull off of that. So that's going to be really easy to get that tore off down to my actual break, okay? Right there. There we go. So that's it right there. That's a whole lot easier doing it like that versus breaking it and then trying to get it over there. Okay, so we now have this ready. The wear layer is kind of stiff and a little bit fragile right now. If you try to give it a real sharp bend, it probably would snap off, just like it did right here when I was trying to peel it. So if you warm this stuff up, it definitely gets really nice and pliable. Super, super pliable to do whatever you want to with it. Give it just a little bit of heat, and you'll see that you can pretty much do anything you want to do with this wear layer here, okay? So it's already warmed up. Plenty good. Looky here, you can just see how soft and pliable it is now. So what I want to do, I'm just going to set that just like that. Just take this, fold it around backwards like that. Look at the finished off edge that we have right there on our step now. So that just works out really nice. And we have a continuation of the same pattern that's getting wrapped around, okay? That's one reason why I like this method, okay? Just for that simple fact right there, you have the continuation of the pattern right around back, okay? And you might say, well, what about the top and the bottom? Your steps are always going to cover the top and the bottom of it right here, okay? Just like that is right there, okay? Let me just do this right fast. That way you can get a better idea of what I'm talking about there. So if this is here, the top, the bottom, see how the bottom is covered with that right there? And the top will be the exact same way, just like we have here on this step right there, okay? So that would be a finished edge right there, pushed up nice and flat. Okay, so for this method right here, we're actually going to take and go out to the chop saw. I'm going to use my chop saw to make these next series of cuts because it involves cutting some 45s, okay? Okay, again, what we're going to do here is just like putting a return on a piece of baseboard, shoe molding, quarter round or something like that. We're actually going to do the exact same thing on this end of this right here. That's going to give us a nice squared off finished look, okay? So that involves just a couple 45 cuts at the opposite end, okay? I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so if you'll look at this angle right here, notice how I got this cut for an inside cut right here, okay? So now what I want to do, whenever I make this cut now, I want to take from right here where it starts to the flat spot here, and I want to cut it straight off right there, right directly from where the backing gets straight. I want to cut it straight across right there, okay? So that's what I'm going to make my cut for right now. Okay. This is the little sliver that cut off of our end piece right here. You can see I have just a tiny bit of green backing on it. That's exactly what we wanted because that's where we wanted our cut to be. As soon as it started to go straight on this board here, that's where we wanted to make our cut, okay? I'm going to set this aside and cut the other end of my plank. I'm going to make an inside cut, okay? You can see the cut right there we got. Now, we'll go back inside. This is going to fit on there just like that right there, okay? Let's go inside and take a look at it. You might want to check this out and get you some of this. I've tried other super glues. This seems to be the best that I've been able to find. It gives you a few seconds of working time. It don't dry up instantly and get stuck instantly or anything like that, yet it does dry fast enough to where you're not sitting there forever, okay? This will give you 10 seconds, if I ain't mistaken, of working time, and this Gorilla Super Glue holds really, really good, okay? So now, to attach my sliver to this little piece right here, I'm going to use this glue, okay? So I'm going to take and just smear a little bit of this on there. I ain't going to get too crazy because I don't want it, and I will actually even take and wipe off the excess. I'm going to get some on there, and then again, like I said, I'll wipe off the excess. So I'm just going to give it a little smear like that. Again, don't get too crazy with it, or else it's going to squeeze out on the front. I'll take just a little, make sure I didn't get any on the front, and just a little piece of that broke off there a while ago when I was doing that, and just wiping off the puddle of it. I don't want a puddle. Now again, you have 10 seconds of working time once you touch the two together, so you got just a little bit of time to get it absolutely perfect. Once you do get it perfect, by all means stop touching it so you don't move it out of the oops. so you don't move it and cause a disaster. Okay, I'm going to hold this. I got it perfect now. So you can see right here, as if this was up against the riser, I'll place it up there. You have a nice finished off edge right there, which looks really nice and squared off. I really like the way that looks right there, okay? I'll place it up here on the riser and let you see. This method that I did right here is the same method that I did right here on this step, okay? So if you would want to see just how that looks right here for real with a fitting piece, that's it right there, okay? Again, this just sets right up against it just like that, and it gives you a nice finished off edge there, okay? Now the next one that I will do, the next one I'll do will actually be a little bit of an overhang here, come over and then back. It'll actually have a little step out right here on the riser, on the side of the riser itself, and just for a little bit of extra decorative nice look on it, okay? So a while ago where we just had one extra piece put on our end to make a return finished edge on it, on this one we're actually going to have two extra pieces, so we're going to have to make twice as many cuts. We're going to do the same series of cuts. We're actually going to do inside cuts on all of these, okay? This one is inside the actual finish, bend the long point, coming over to the short side, okay? Okay on that. I'm turn my saw around. This cut right here is going to determine how far back, how wide my actual square piece is on that. I'm going to do, for the sake of the video, not being dramatic about it or nothing, I'm just going to do about a ½ inch or something like that, okay? And I'll show you how to determine whatever size you want whenever you get in, when we get inside, okay? Okay, we need to make another inside cut on the same piece here. And once again, instead of coming to this point here like we did last time to where we got our straight off return cut, this time however far we want it overhanging the step, that's how far back we want it. So I'm going to do about a ½ inch right there, just somewhat the same as this. So you can see I'll probably just do about right at the same as this cut here. That way it'll keep it even for the sake of the video. So let me mark this right here, about right there. That should be nice. That cut is going to be a straight off cut. On the opposite end of our piece, we're going to do another inside cut. All these cuts are at a 45-degree angle. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, all three of our pieces. Let's go inside and put them together. Okay, so we have this cut here, the one with both inside corners cut on that. We're actually going to apply it first, and we're going to take our super glue and glue it on just like we did our other return. So make sure that you put the adhesive on the right side. So you can see this is going to go here and this is going to go right there just to make one of our corners here, okay? So we're going to put it on just like that, okay? We got one of our corners made. Now we have our other one right here. I'm going to take and put it on right here now, okay? I think you're probably getting the picture now of what's going on here. So I'm going to go ahead and take and put some glue on this. Okay, this is it right here. You can see what it looks like. And I'm sure you can guess exactly how it goes on there. this is going to go just like this, okay? Now you can see how that does. That's a really nice finished look there. Again, this will be all the way to the bottom and all the way to the top. I'm just using it on shorter pieces like that. Just like I said, I don't have my big miter saw. I needed my 12-inch saw to cut through something 6 inches as the height of the riser. So this is just to show you how to do it, but you can do it just the same as with a regular piece, okay? And again, this is super, once it dries, it's super hard, okay? And this is not going to be kicked on, stepped on, or anything like that anyway. It's the side of the step, okay? So really, you ain't got to worry about it getting too much abuse or anything like that. So don't worry about the glue. It's going to hold up, I assure you. Now, however far that you would want your square piece to come back this way is this cut right here. How long you make this cut is going to determine, obviously, how far back your square comes, okay? So if you wanted it to be more narrow, not to be so wide like this, make this center cut a little bit shorter, okay? If you wanted it not to stick out this way so far, make this cut a little bit shorter and it will slide in that way. If you wanted it further, by all means, make it just a little bit longer and it'll set out longer, okay? But that's it. Those are really nice ways of finishing off your open-end staircases with vinyl plank. I hope you guys liked it. And once again, I want to encourage you to set yourself apart from other installers in your area. Rise above the norm. Do the best work you can. Until next time, FBSB's out.